I've been at it for a couple of days just to let it dry in between the coats and the other coat that's just going to make it look like a mattified ceramic vase. These are of course the couple of vases that I bought from my thrift haul, which is a couple of videos down. So if you do and have not seen that and if you have time, please check that out first before you come to this one. As you see, this one is actually me updating what I had thrifted from that shopping haul. A couple of things, if you have not yet subscribed, I would really appreciate it if you drop down now, hit subscribe, comment and engage with me on the below comments, and let's just see what we can get started talking about. So yeah, a few things that I did notice when I started mixing the paint colors for this was it became a little bit of a chocolatey brown, and I want a little bit more of that terracotta look, which I finally did manage to get the color for, but I think I'm almost out of this paint color. So wish me luck, and let's just hope it's not finished so that I can at least be able to dab it and get as much of it as I possibly can. I got a little bit of water just to try and make this go further. Let's just see. I don't want it all the way wet. I just want it to like allow me the ease with spreading. The paint onto this. So the way I do this is like kind of as though I'm putting on some makeup. So this is exactly how I would probably go about putting on foundation or like powder. Yes, it is a little bit of a violet vibe. It's a violet show, but that's how I do it, guys. And I'm not a professional, but I found that this way it gets it as even as possible. Not the water or the addition of water. I do use a damp beauty blender, but right now I'm obviously talking about the dabbing of the product on. So as this becomes wet, actually it's allowing for the difference in texture as I put it on. I am not like an artist in the ways of paint mixing, color knowledge and all that. I just usually do what I feel will look nice and what I like and what I enjoy. So I don't really do a lot of canvas work or putting art on canvases, but I try to, as much as I can, in the ways of home decor and home decor DIYs. This is where I will be using most of the little bit of artisticness that I do have in me, yes. So it is coming up with this slightly red hue, which I love. And I was actually also thinking of making it multi-dimensional and not mixing it all the way through with that red color or this reddish brown color. I also was thinking of getting like a darker tone just to mix it up a lot more. There's a couple of pots and vases that I've already done. Like this one is the black, I don't know if you can see it, but this is the one that I painted black I actually mixed paint with the polycell plaster because I did think of using baking powder, but the time I tried it before, it did not work out great for me. So I love the finish of this. Actually, it's actually got that grit. It's almost like a natural grit that I got from using the plaster, the wall plaster. So yes, it's a great texturizer, I would say. However, I was not ready for the smell that was coming, that was going to come from mixing the two items with each other. I did not enjoy that at all. Like it was fumey and I was not having a good time at all. But yeah, open all the windows, try to get as much air in as possible, just to not feel any paleness or have a wheezy chest or anything from any of that. And as well as the fact that I do live with people, so I don't want them to be complaining about my extra curricular crafts making them feel under the weather. So what I'm doing right now is I'm gonna add the darker brown. Again, I'm also gonna just dab it onto here. And if I don't, oh, I actually do love this. I was saying that if I don't like the look of this, I was just gonna go over it again with the burnt sienna brown. So what I'm adding now is a burnt umber brown. So this is the initial coverage with the burnt sienna, and this is after I've added the darker brown color. I don't know how else I could possibly try age this, but I'll try this way so far. I'll see as I go how it works out. So a little bit of this paint actually goes a long way if you're using this dabbing technique, so as to that's a little bit too. So I like the red undertones coming in from underneath, as much as I also like the much richer browns seeping through as well. So the reason I've not really done my nails yet is because of all this paint work that I had anticipated doing. I have come to loathe doing nails and finding that I eventually will ruin my set because of my crafting. So I don't want the one love to get in the way of the other. So I give myself time in between my crafts just to be able to pull everything together, and once I've done that, then I'm free to like be my girly self, which every person has that right to be like multifaceted. You're not a textbook, so don't feel like you cannot be girly and do crafts and anything that you want. Really, nothing should be stopping you from being the flower you are. So initially I had a thought of, after doing these up, I will be able to have multiple pots and stuff to lay flowers around the house, which is an awesome idea. But then that also means now I have to get enough flowers to split it throughout the house, or have enough flowers whenever I do buy flowers, just so that we've got flowers everywhere. And yeah, it's change of season right now. It's autumn, and the flower prices, as you all will notice, will change up. It will be slightly more expensive. So if you are getting flowers, I suggest you get them from like your local flower market instead of your actual everyday shops. Another thing is to avoid, which I suffered from today, I normally will get my flowers wrapped in cellophane or whatever wrapping they have, whether it's brown paper or something, just because I like the look of that more. It's prettier, and I love the look of that one a lot more. So but I did realize that they charge me almost as much as I paid for the flowers for the wrapping itself. So next time I'm definitely just going there for flowers, whether it means I buy a wrap separately and wrap it myself and unwrap it for the gram, or you know, whatever. Yeah, I feel just about done with this. Just a little bit more here and there for dimension. Honestly, yeah, I don't know, you never know when to stop with these, but it actually dried pretty quickly. So as I went, it was also drying very nicely. Just get that a little bit. So the wetter this is, the more of the red you see with it, but that actually also helps. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it at that, and that is this first part of our DIY done. The next part, I actually wanted to kind of put some sand on this, a little bit of the cream paint. I'm not not sure actually which direction I want to go with this, but I wanted to also have that aged feel and look. So I'll probably also try to see how this looks with, don't really see any difference. Ooh, okay. So I need to just work this one in a lot more and try to blend it, as one would say. Finger stuck. So yes, I am working on top of a McDonald's cardboard. I've got no excuse, but the fact that it was close by and convenient. And I can throw it away afterwards and not wash anything. So I've tried to work in a way that's like a little bit smarter for myself lately, just by eliminating as much of the aftercare as possible. So what you see here is just me trying to be as lazy as possible, well, as smart as possible. Working smart, not hard. So in terms of DIYs, I feel I've come rather a long way, especially with the confidence to try, because sometimes you'll have ideas, and because of like failure fear, you never end up acting on your ideas, and they just stay that. They stay ideas, and you feel frustrated and pent up inside about things that you could have done but didn't do because, you know, I didn't feel half as confident with myself as I probably could have. So I'm just scraping off a bit of that white, creamy white chalk paint to also just try dab around. I know it looks like a hot mess right now, but like, trust the process. Just trust the process. So I'm gonna wet this again and go in with dabbing the multiple paint colors on again. My session is actually not as neat as I would like it to be. This is giving me a bit much, but I was in a hurry last night, and there was some point when we had load shedding where I just left everything as is over here and I didn't clean up, which I probably would have benefited from. Ooh, actually I think I like it better when I swipe like this with that white paint. I'll dab with the other and swipe that white. I'll probably see if I need to go over a little bit of these spots again with the black paint. As although this effect is nice, it's actually scraping off some of the black paint, the initial work I did. So as you can hear, like, I keep talking and then my voice just keeps going softer and softer. I'm really tired. I've had like a really long day at work today. It was a lot of training, a lot of new stuff that we need to learn, new processes and procedures, testing protocols that we also are going to start doing. I don't know how I feel about this actually, because it's scraping off, but that's the final look, or the look I'm stopping at. Let me just stop here whilst it's looking good. So these are my two current updates for this. These are largely inspired by, I know we don't have it here, but all the Pottery Barn and Studio McGee style vases that we see, which I'm leaning more towards that. I like modern design, but I don't like how cold it can be. So I'm trying to warm it up with little knickknacks here and there. As my boyfriend says, like, I've got my things everywhere. And it can be a little bit much sometimes, but I do like them. They make everything feel warmer and more welcoming, actually. So yeah, so I'll wait for these to dry, and the next time you see me, I'll probably be styling these. I don't know when that will be. That will probably be part of the next vlog or the next day of this vlog, so please do stay tuned for that. I'll see you there. Hey guys, cut me off, cutting off the fro. Okay, so we have to have like a nice medium. So what's up again, guys? It's me with a final look of all the items that I just updated from my previous thrift haul. It was a couple of things, but all of them were actually paint makeovers. So those are like the easiest and best, and usually the cheapest makeovers for any of your styling needs. I had purchased a couple of paints initially in the beginning of my DIY filming journey and all that, and when I was doing a couple of art pieces around the house, I bought a couple of paints from the Crazy Store. Yes, from the Crazy Store, and I still use these paints and bits every now and again. Other items that I did use here was a paint that I used initially to paint my sideboard. I had so much of that paint left over, guys. I'd probably paint 3 more sideboards because it actually goes such a long way. The first item here that I have is this jug that came in a set of 2. It was a I think it was 32 Rand for this milk pitcher, as well as a ceramic bowl that came in the set. I painted this white. It had like some hand painted flowers over here, on the other side, on the pouring lip, and on the handle. So it had something on the spout and on the handle. The next item on here is this candelabra, this candle holder, which I didn't really go over as much with the black paint because I still wanted that Sacramento green to peek through. I don't know, yeah, there you go. So it is Sacramento green and black. Initially I added a little bit of the black in a larger volume just to have it more nuanced, because it's more likely to fit my theme or my style more than the Sacramento green. And this was a brighter version of that, less olive toned but more blue hued. So the next item I also have here is this jar that I also bought from my thrift haul. I think this was 22 Rand or 28 Rand, but none of these items were actually more than 50 bucks. I remember the total spend that day was like 120. I was so happy, guys. You have no idea how little of my money I love spending. Whenever I come across a bargain, I'm like a happy chappy. I'm a happy woman. I love getting things at a bargain price, whether it means that I must put a little love into it or a little bit of work into it. I don't mind doing that. I'd rather do that. So here's the next little picture, which I was probably just gonna have laying around as well. The next little item is this jar over here, this vase, this mini vase. It's a cute little tiny one, which I painted as well. I mixed the colors for this one myself. So I used like a Sacramento green as well as a burnt umber to get this dark sea moss green color, which I've been going crazy about. I've been raving about this color. Everyone and everything that I see in olive, in sea moss green, in Sacramento green, I'm loving green right now. And maybe because it's autumn and it's fading away from everything else, so I'm trying to inject it everywhere else, like enjoying myself and enjoying my life about it. Last on my updated items is this vase. So I love the look of this vase, guys. It didn't start out as a complete love. It was a bit of a fail because initially when I mixed my paints, I used the burnt umber brown with a creamy white paint, the same paint I used for the picture, and it gave me like a mauve, and I was not going for that. It was ringing a little bit of pink with the chocolatiness. So yeah, that's